My
Is
wife
she
just
coming in?
entered. My wife has just entered. She's had a shower.
Oh,
She looks
good.
pristine.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, no, don't. I was up at 3:30.
She was up at 3:30 in the morning
3:30.
writing a script. This is her right there, everybody.
Oh,
I'm so
look at her.
tired. I'm
Yeah.
so
What are you
tired.
doing? What are you doing with a 24-year-old? What was she doing writing at 3:30?
She's writing a script. She has a deadline, and it's
Why
a
don't I
co.
just answer? I'm right here.
Because I don't know. I feel like you didn't hear it.
I love
What were you
Jamie.
doing?
It's kind of like my final draft. It's my final draft for the script. Did I tell you the script I told you about?
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, so it's my
I
final
think so.
draft to hand in because she's going into labor. So I
Oh,
wanted to get it done, but I gotta
The writing coach is going into labor.
yeah, the writing coach
Yeah.
is going into labor. So I'm gonna
Right.
get her the final draft today, and then hopefully I can just send it to people to read.
Great.
It's a little too long. I have to right now just
Kind of like this portion of the
cut
F1
it
chat
down,
pod, right?
but it's good. But I just stayed up too late because my week was. I've just been so busy that I think
Yeah.
I do best sometimes under pressure like that.
Okay, that'd be great. Just
Yeah.
know in about 20
You're the
minutes,
one
I'll
that
need a
literally
coffee
said
in
my
20 minutes.
wife
I'll need a
woke
coffee in
up.
20 minutes.
How do you do it, Christina? How
I
do you
don't know.
put
I
up
love
with
you.
him?
Do you
I
want to
love
get
you too.
married?
Yeah, let's do it.
Would you marry me if
Yeah.
I was single? Oh,
No,
love
I
you.
would have, but I'd have an affair with you. But I can't get married again.
I get it.
Run it by David.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Love you.
Bye bye. Love you.
Welcome to the F1 chat pod with myself, David Milchard, and of course, my cohort, Jason Bryden. We don't know how to operate a podcast in any way whatsoever.
I've been
but so
doing a
just enjoy the
podcast
ride.
of some sort since 2017.
And you've not gotten anywhere.
I've not gotten anywhere.
You've not gotten.
You've done nothing in podcasting, and you're at the same level as I am. What does that say about you and who you choose to work with?
Well, I've not gotten a lot of other things have not gotten for me. So
I forgot to close my closet door. You could see my shirts in there.
That's part of it. It's part of the experience,
part of it, man. It's real. We're real.
Well, can we just get into it right away
Let's do it.
And that's the thing they say on the internet all the time now, or on social media. They say, let's get into it.
Yeah, and they also say, and we'll come on to that. And then they never do. Yeah. They'll tee something up, and they'll hit the brakes and go, and we'll come on to that.
Right. Oh,
interesting. And then they never revisit it. They always forget.
I was down in LA, and it's not just LA where I've been hearing this. It's just a younger generation. But there's a lot of "I got you."
Still?
Yeah, I hear a lot of "I got you," and I appreciate you is the other one that's a one that I hear all the time.
Still, I appreciate you.
Yeah, like
is
the younger generation.
Who are you hanging out with?
I went to
a comedy club. Young people?
I went to a comedy club, and there were young people there.
Because that sounds like things that young people would have said like 5 years ago, and it's just trickling up to our wizened old ears now. Is that a possibility?
Listen, anything's a possibility in my situation when it comes to being up to date, up with what's happening.
Speaking of aging, I've noticed something alarming with my eyebrows. The hair is disappearing.
Oh.
So I don't trim them as much, and I grow them long and then try and shape them to make it look like I have more eyebrow than I actually do.
So when did you discover your loss of eyebrow hair?
Couple 3-5 years ago, it started to go away. I'm not very hairy to begin with.
No.
To go away.
Lucky you.
Thank you. And then, but I've noticed now that I'm like, no, don't trim that. You barely have any. Just make an eyebrow comb over.
Do you put a product in?
No, but I should. What about Vaseline? Do you think that would work?
Well, apparently Vaseline is useful for many things, like toenail fungus, skin conditions. Yeah. Someone even said it's headaches. If you have a headache, you're just supposed to put it in a couple spots. It's apparently it's a remedy for many things.
You know what it started off as?
What?
A patent medicine, aka snake oil, from the 1840s or 50s in America up to the turn of the century, the 1900s. There were those traveling salesmen that would hawk medicine that was supposed to be miraculously cure things, and Vaseline was one of them. Bitters, Angostura bitters was another.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola started off as a patent medicine.
And
Vicks Vapor Rub,
I'm not
and this
understanding the
one's
word
still
patent.
going.
What's the
They
word?
would patent. They would patent it, and it was the beginning of a state patency law.
Like when people patent, this is my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, patent. So this
Yeah.
is so when people were so when that was happening, that's when we started to see the demise of Social Security for people, because patents are pretty evil when you think about it. I've created a drug that's going to save you, and you're not going to die, but you got to pay gazillions of dollars to have access to it, right?
For sure, but in places like Canada, you're only allowed a certain share of the market or a certain amount of time before a generic version
is made. That's
is,
good.
yeah,
Can they do
because
that? Can they do
everybody
that
has
with,
to have access.
well, let's do that with grocery stores then. Let's do that with anything that's anything close to monopolies.
Have you been checking out Avi Lewis as he's running for the leadership of the NDP?
Avi Lewis, no, I have not. I've actually been following the Texas
He's
governor.
Naomi. It's the wrong country.
Well, no, I got a theory.
Hold on. Avi Lewis is talking exactly your music. He's talking that music. He's like, why don't we have public grocery stores? France has them. Mexico has them. Brazil. You have a public grocery store where instead of Galen Weston and his 3 other friends run all of big grocery in Canada, and they make like 20% margins.
Yeah.
If it were government run, they wouldn't have to do that.
If anyone's listening, we do talk about
Avi Lewis for NDP. Let's talk about Formula
and if you are
Formula
Canadian, okay, I'm just saying, no, we talk about everything on this channel because that would be disgusting if we only talked about Formula One. That's so selfish. We've got lots to share. We've got experiences. We've got thoughts and ideas that are progressive.
I love your passion.
We can't just talk F1. How much can we talk about how cute Lando is, or how George Russell should be the next James Bond? We can't talk like that all the time. We have
George
to talk
Russell's
about
looking good these days.
He looks.
I
saw the trailer for
a happy George Russell, a happy Lewis Hamilton. Makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Totally.
Maybe you should take a page out of there. Like, imagine if you were imagine if your life was the Mercedes car right now. What would your face look like? Hey, like that. Look at you. You're 10 years younger.
I'm going to shave. I'm not going to get rid of my mustache. I'm getting my hair cut short. And you watch. I'm going to look way younger than I look right now.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Christina doesn't like it.
No, but she'll get over it.
That's true.
It only takes me like a week to grow a mustache.
You're such a man. I love it.
Anything. You're not chopping anything. Don't. I'll leave you.
Okay, so let's what do they say? Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it.
Let's come on to that.
Let's come on to that. Let's get into it. Let's get on top of it. Now, this is the part you're not going to like, JB, but I'm going to make you do it, and then you're going to do it back to me. I guess I should have sent you this ahead of time.
What is it?
We're going to.
Do you want to send it to me, and then I'll do my stuff first?
No, I'm going to read it. You're going to answer, then I'm going to answer. I'm going to go back and forth and get it done quick. Because I know you don't like this part, but we have to document. It's basically predictions, and what's the point in us making predictions?
Yeah.
Okay, but because predictions are just basically either an opportunity for you to say "I told you so," which is kind of shitty.
If we ever remembered to return to our predictions, which we haven't yet,
well,
nor has anyone else.
Is that a prediction?
That's a prediction.
Okay, here we go. Who do you think is going to be the world champion for 2026? You're probably going to get it wrong anyway, so you don't need to take a long time.
Franco Colapinto.
Okay, now you're being stupid. Okay, that's fun though. I like this how you've twisted it. Say something stupid, but then something not stupid to any of these questions. Go. This is the not stupid trivia predictions for 2026. JB thinks Franco Colapinto is going to win the world championship. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's impossible. He can't even keep the car on the track.
Alpine's looking good. That Alpine's looking good these days.
But Yeah, he'll hit the turbo boost at the wrong time and drive up someone's rear end. That's what he'll do.
I do have a prediction about Alpine, but we'll come on to that.
Okay.
So you didn't. So now I got to choose somebody else.
Yeah, choose someone real. Come on. I like this though. Stupid, not stupid. What's your not stupid prediction?
Leclerc.
Okay, that's good. Okay, my not stupid prediction is George Russell's going to win. Okay, and I'm going to add a little caveat onto that. He's going to go up against Lewis Hamilton, the guy who used to be in the seat. They're both going to be vying for the championship.
Okay, that's more interesting. When you just say George Russell, the number one driver of the hottest car right now, that's why I don't think predictions serve anyone, because it's boring as fuck.
Okay.
Right? Right.
No, this is my section. This is my section.
Lewis Hamilton, and then it's interesting.
Okay, great. All right. So not so stupid, not stupid, interesting predictions of 2026. Go. My stupid prediction. Okay. My stupid prediction is Aston Martin, Lawrence Stroll, and who's Adrian Newey, right?
Yeah.
My stupid prediction is that I think Adrian Newey, for the first time ever, says something really, really negative about the situation he is. Like he's going to complain about somebody. He'll break, and he might even break to the point where he says something like, no matter how much. No, I don't know what he'll say, but I think he's going to say something negative about like how Aston Martin has risen. Right, because basically Stroll is just trying to buy everything.
Lawrence Stroll is trying to buy a win. Yeah,
he's just trying to buy it all.
But that works.
I mean,
right?
I mean, Ferrari.
It worked with the Edmonton Oilers. It worked with the LA Kings. It worked with.
These are 19. By the way, these references are pre-2000.
That was the last time I paid attention to sports. I've got a Aston Martin prediction.
We're not
ready
yet. But you can go ahead because
Fernando. No, it's 2026. It's 2026. Fernando is going to podium in Spa.
You know what? That's crazy. You predicted something that I was going to ask.
No.
Yes.
Tell me how. What were you going to ask?
I said, "What is the surprise podium of the year?" And you just said it.
Oh well, I don't know if it's the surprise podium, but I think Aston Martin's going to come online. It's mostly because they're shitting the bed, and I love an underdog. It's not great evidence. It's not great evidence.
Then I would.
But Spa is his favorite race. He's won it 3 times. Also, that was probably 20 years ago too. Right?
Yeah. Probably,
he loves the track. The car has to get better, and I want Fernando to have a win. God damn it.
Well, since you've jumped ahead, which is going to make this more difficult for me to keep track, I will also say my surprise podium. My surprise podium is going to be Alex Albon.
Yeah, that's a fan favorite right there.
Yeah, Alex Albon will be the surprise podium. Even though he's had one already, I still think it's going to be a surprise podium because I don't. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe I can't pick it because they already got 2 podiums last year with Carlos. You know what? I'm switching. Alex Albon surprise winner. And my surprise podium is going to be Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly in an Alpine car. Which race?
I'm going to say Pierre Gasly is going to do really well. Oops. Pierre Gasly he's going to do well at. Actually, I'm going to say it's Spa.
Why?
Because he does well at that track too.
I'm wondering if I might encourage you to like maybe loosen your grip on your structure a little bit, like, and maybe we can just have some flow here.
Well, let's just try in my way for a little bit before you start.
I don't even know what your way is. You didn't send it, or I have no idea what your way is.
I'm just asking questions. All you have to answer. You just have to answer the questions.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, we already have had flow. You jumped right ahead to surprise podium.
I didn't know I was jumping ahead. I didn't know you had a different segment.
Well, there's your surprise.
What, am I a mind reader?
Okay, who do you think wins the Constructors' Championship? Stupid, not stupid, interesting.
Stupid is going to be Ferrari.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Not stupid is going to be Mercedes, And interesting? No, it's not going to be Mercedes. No, forget that. Interesting is going to be Red Bull.
Okay, good. Okay. Why do you
Interesting is
think
going to be Red Bull because
that's what I was going to ask.
Because if Hajar shits the bed, Yuki's going to come back.
Oh my God, that's interesting.
Or that could be stupid. For winning the constructors? That's stupidly interesting. Or interestingly stupid.
That's great. Like, this is going great. Exactly. I'm curious why you think Ferrari is a stupid prediction.
Because from where they came last year to winning the constructors this year, that's an upset.
Okay. All right.
If you were banking on all the hype and hope, for sure, right? That they're loving right now, but that's not the way life works.
No.
It doesn't just go, hey, we're doing great, and then we're off to the races. No, it's way harder than that.
I can appreciate that. Here's my stupid constructors prediction for winner. I'm gonna put, this is stupid. I'm gonna put Alpine.
For the constructors.
For the constructors, that's never going to happen. However, they do have a Mercedes engine, and Flavio Briatore likes to cheat. Loves cheating.
Okay, well, is he going to be allowed to cheat? Because he's not the boss over there. He has been relegated. He's called a consultant or something like that. He's not the team principal.
Yeah, but
I know. Everybody says, or used to say, he never had that title, but they always called him that. I think that people have cottoned on to his mental incognition, and he's being relegated to the back, especially now. If they can eke out some wins, they're not going to be the constructors. That's so dumb. They're going to get sold this year, if anything.
Okay, I can buy into that, no pun intended. I also think we should add on at the bottom of this mental incognition progression predictions.
Yeah, we could just do that for ourselves.
For sure. When's it going to happen? Okay, and
it's already happening with you.
My not stupid predictions are Mercedes, because I think Mercedes is going to win. And my interesting prediction is that what's going to happen is Williams is going to be bad for the first chunk of the year, and then all of a sudden they're going to come and be really, really strong at the end of the season. That's my prediction. They're going to pull off a McLaren almost.
What does that mean?
Remember when McLaren was really bad at the beginning of the year, and then this was like 3 years ago, and they all of a sudden got good and they won a few races at the end? That's my interesting prediction for Williams.
I see.
Okay. So surprise race winner.
I'm still thinking about your Williams claim. I feel like that's also an Aston Martin hope. And like it's a lot like that, where you want them to do better because of all their hard work. But I just don't know if Williams... Do you think Williams still has the driver in Alex Albon?
I think it's important for us to just make sure that we focus on the driving, and we make sure that
That's a good Carlos.
Yeah. It's going to be like this.
I do shampoo in the morning.
Yeah.
I do shampoo in the morning.
My hair is not good. Everyone says my hair is good. I get helmet. No, we're getting there.
What did you just say after Williams?
Surprise race winner.
Surprise race winner. Did I already mention Franco Colapinto?
You did, but you can.
I mean,
he could be your answer for everything.
A good surprise. The first time Haas wins, that's going to be a surprise. They're going to win this year.
Oh, see, that's also a good surprise podium. Is Haas. They have never had 10 years, a decade in the sport. They've never gotten a podium. That's actually a really good surprise podium.
If you ever need a pick-me-up, if you ever need motivation, just look at that poster you have of Gene Haas over your bed. Yeah, and remember that this guy, that's right, won without his shirt on. This guy spent almost a year in jail.
The other poster I have is him making a shank in jail.
Well, he's a tool expert. If anyone can make a shank, it's Gene Haas.
All right. He should sell them.
Hi, can you do an impression of Gunther Steiner calling Gene Haas when he was head of Haas Racing?
I got to call Gene. I got to call Gene. Oh, hi, Gene. Yeah, it was a tough one today.
Gene, I'm so sorry. I yelled at 14 people today in the office. It's not my fault, Gene. Okay, biggest crash.
Biggest crash that's going to come this year?
Yeah, by the driver.
Well, I mean, if your track record is indicative of your future record, then it would have to be Liam, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Liam or Yuki?
Yeah, well, Yuki's just a test driver, but he could still crash. He was in a car. He was at a promotional event, and he had to jump out of the Red Bull because it burst into flames. That would suck if you were an F1 race driver and the way you died was at a promotional event driving an F1 car. Like not even in a race.
That would suck. I watched some footage of Mika Häkkinen's crash in 1995 in Adelaide. I didn't see any trach. They didn't talk about giving him a trach.
Yeah, they
talked about how he couldn't breathe for sure.
Yeah, and they cut open his throat.
Really, hey? And I was watching interviews and there's no scar. Are you sure they cut him? Or did they intubate him? They didn't intubate him?
No,
they didn't put a tube down his throat?
No, they cut him open. Like the doctor was like, all right, this is what we're doing. Like Mika Häkkinen.
His head hit the steering wheel. That's what broke his skull.
Yeah.
And so I imagine for next year they changed. Is that where the halo came or something?
The halo came. I think the halo came after.
The halo.
The halo came after when there was a couple of incidences where people's like a tire, like a either object or a car was going to land on top.
Yeah.
Like remember when Max and Lewis collided in Monza, and Max's car ended up on top of the Mercedes, and then Max still tried to drive off of it, which was, I mean, you're not driving out of that. Like I don't even know what's going through your head. Like you're not driving.
He was still trying to win. He was still trying to win the race.
Yeah, like his car is pointed into gravel.
I'm hoping that Max this year, I see that old fire. You know, last year he did so well and he kept calm except for once.
No, there was a few times he didn't keep calm, but the time I think you're referring to is when he drove into
George,
which would be I'm going to make my prediction here.
Yeah.
I think the biggest crash, and this is crazy to say this, but I think it is going to involve Max Verstappen.
Oh, great!
It's not going to be Franco Colapinto or Colapinto. It's not going to be what's his name? Lindblad. There's a new I can't say his name.
Arvid. Yeah, Arvid Lindblad.
He'll have a bad crash, but I feel like there's going to be a big crash involving Max and somebody, because I think Max is going to be pushing things to the extreme, and with these new cars, I think we're going to see something quite.
What do you think? Arvid's in the Racing Bulls, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he has an advantage because he doesn't have to unlearn last year's car?
That's a great question, JB. I think you're right. I think there is an advantage. He's coming into a new system where everyone has to learn the new system, all the new extra turbo boosts, the changing of the wings, all this sort of stuff.
The braking, the battery.
And I also think that maybe the younger generation, and maybe I'm dumb, but I almost feel like the younger generation, because of all the video games and all the sort of stuff,
they're fine with that steering wheel.
I think it'll be okay.
They're fine with it. Fernando is still trying to change gears like this.
Yeah, he's like, why can't I get it into sixth? Like, what's going on, guys?
If you see him when he's walking around his car, he just dips towards the front where he's trying to crank it.
Yeah,
and he's like, no, sorry, muscle memory, guys. Muscle memory, guys.
I don't even know if 3/4 of the population would know what you meant by crank start.
I know that was a bad reference.
All your references are like from like centuries past.
I'm 54 now. I'm 54. I've been 54 for 10 days.
Right? You having a sweet glass of Chardonnay?
I am. I'm having an oaky Chardonnay at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Perfect. Okay, most
Speaking of
controversial.
hold on. Speaking of the olden times in the 90s, watching that old footage, watching Coulthard in that in his car. I don't know who he was driving for then. It's amazing. Probably Williams, McLaren. It's amazing how much. It's amazing how much he was fighting the car. Was that just the way? Was that just all F1 cars back then? Was it way more like fighting every turn?
Yeah. 100%.
It looked exhausting. The car was always out of control.
Watch the greatest qualifying lap in F1 history with Ayrton Senna doing Monaco. Just Google Ayrton Senna, Monaco pole position, and you'll watch a guy. It's like he's riding 10 bulls, and they're hanging on. It's insanity. What
Ayrton Senna Monaco lap record?
Yeah, I think just pole position, but that might have been the lap record.
And then the other thing I wanted to say was watching oh shit, what's his name? Schumacher race. I just thought, oh, there's Max Verstappen.
Oh yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
He's all over everybody and he's a total dick. 1990, was that it?
Yeah.
Ayrton Senna pole position 1990 or 1988?
Well, both of them will be miraculous either way.
Classic onboard. Senna on the charge at the 90. Ooh, exciting. I'll watch that later.
Yeah. And it's only like a minute 18 because it's Monaco, but it's like, and think about it. Those guys do 78 laps like that.
You know what I want this year in Monaco?
What?
I want there, like on F1 TV, not that I'm going to subscribe to them again, although they do have the best onboards.
See, I've never done it. Should I do it?
I don't know. It's annoying because the app doesn't exist. No. I mean, didn't I give you my sign-in? Anyways,
I know,
but off track. Monaco. I want one of the onboards to be in the paddocks or in the party rooms. I want to see all the famous people because it's a boring race. I want to see the homes. I want to, like, when they're racing past one of the homes, I want the commentator, just like they do on Tour de France, like on all the UIC cycling races, they have bubbles on the screen. Oh, and the commentator talks about the castle. We're riding past the 16th century castle. I want that on Monaco F1. We're riding past this mansion owned by Prince, what's his nuts?
That's a brilliant idea, Jay, because you know what, it's true, because like they do it a little bit in Azerbaijan. Because they talk about
organized crime.
Azerbaijan. You have to go down when you say Azerbaijan, you have to Azerbaijan.
You do. Yeah.
And they talk a little bit about like when they go past the castle, where they have to thread the needle. They should do that more often. You're right.
Tell me about all the homes. Who owns that penthouse up there?
Yeah, that'd be some great investigation.
This is owned by the billionaire, land baron, blah, blah, blah.
But at some of these tracks, it's going to be the same billionaires that own.
It's true, yeah.
Most controversial moment of F1 off track. Stupid, not stupid, interesting. They can all combine into one.
You start while I think.
Okay,
it would have been great to have prepared for this.
No, I wanted to do it like this because this is how you get the flow that you were talking about.
It's also how I don't have the information you have or the experience.
Right, but you believe predictions are stupid, and therefore you can say anything. It doesn't matter. I'm the one that's at risk here. It's my reputation.
But say the question again.
Most controversial moment off track
for 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You start.
So my most controversial moment off track in Formula One, it's going to be a significant rule change that's going to come out about, and it's going to be lobbied by different teams for different reasons. Now, they've already changed one rule. So this is why this prediction is very powerful. They've already changed the testing for the engines of like
they're going to have a hot test
by August. So they've already made one significant change, and I believe they're going to do another one, and it's going to end up flipping, because here's what's going to happen. I think Mercedes has the potential to be dominant at the start of the season. And I think they're not just going to be dominant because of their engine. They're going to be dominant because of some other thing. Because I think Toto Wolff was like, okay, we have to do this. And then if they want to change that, that's fine. They won't look at this.
Oh,
we're going to have two things.
He's thrown up a distraction.
okay, we will change the temperature. Is this how he talks? I think Total Wolf. I am Total Wolf.
It's bang on. It is bang on. It's
I think
uncanny.
that is my most, thank you. That is the most controversial. I think there's another rule change coming because of Mercedes has another awesome trick up their sleeve.
Okay, I like it. So that means the FIA, Mercedes is going to do well, and somehow, this is what I love, the spying that goes on in F1. Somehow it gets leaked or it gets out that Mercedes has some other advantage.
Yes.
And then the FIA has to go in there and try and find it. Sorry, did I bore you with answering your question?
No, I just
now you're looking at your phone.
I'm looking at the next question.
Well, what about like paying attention to me?
So I was.
What did I just say? You have no idea what I just said. You're still not even listening. You're still looking at your phone.
I think the audio went out there. I lost you. I lost you at FIA when you said FIA is going to come in. This is what you love about Formula One. Say it again. I think it's because you weren't saying it very, good. It was like wasn't.
FIA. I love the spying that happens in F1. Okay. So somehow, do you need to turn your phone off?
No, I just looked that way. I didn't look at it. I just looked this way.
So somehow someone's going to find out that Mercedes has something else going on. And then they're going to leak it. And then the FIA has to go in. How does the FIA go and have a look? Like, how do they orchestrate that? Because then they have to look at all the cars, don't they? They can't just single out one. Or can they just go, hey, we heard in the grapevine, motherfuckers, Toto, what are you doing over there? Yeah, nothing.
Well, they have to have substantial evidence. And then now I think you have to pay a certain amount to make it happen. So teams will, like, you can't just file, oh, they're infringing the rules left, right, and center all willy-nilly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, my hot, off-track, most controversial prediction for 2026 is Lewis Hamilton is going to get a new dog.
I love it. That's very controversial.
And it's going to be a Shiba Inu. Because
that's very specific.
Well, here's where I'm going with this. After 12 years of Roscoe, RIP, he's sick. He'll never admit it, but he's had it with the noisy breathing. So he's going to go to the other end of the spectrum and get a barkless dog that kind of looks like a fox and who travels well and is hypoallergenic. And doesn't drool.
I mean, Roscoe was having health issues the last few years. And maybe that was maybe that was what was distracting Lewis from his driving. He wasn't being able to
I think he's going to hang out with Kimi K, right? They're hanging out.
Oh boy.
And he's seeing all those Pomeranians, and he's like,
right, I see.
I'm not into those, but I do miss Roscoe. I'm going to get, and I want somebody who's small and cool with the private jet.
Right. I mean, that's a great controversial off track, because replacing your dog after it's passed away, I know a lot of people that haven't done it. They just didn't get another dog because they were so upset.
Oh, well, I'm not going to get another cat. It's not because I'm upset. It's because I'll be relieved. She's right there.
That is so unkind.
She's right there. She can't hear that because she's a cat.
They can sense your energy.
Not when they're asleep. They can't sense shit. Look at her. Is she sensing anything? No. She finds the one dark piece of clothing and she lies on it and gets her light-colored hair all over it. She's just having her mid-afternoon nap that'll last about 4 hours.
What a life. God.
I don't know how. I wish I could sleep as well as a cat.
But I don't like a 4-hour nap. I've
never had a 4-hour nap in my life. Have you?
Oh, yeah. I've had it sometimes.
Are you depressed?
No, it's like whatever. It's because it's a buildup of working late or whatever. And then I'm just going to close my eyes and then bang.
No way.
Like last night, I came home, saw my buddy Hefe, Jeff. And
how's Hefe?
He's good. He's flying choppers.
No way. Still doing it.
flying up to Bella Coola, which is 2.5 hours north. It's a tricky flight. He's got to deal with flying into Vancouver back and forth.
Bella
shipping
Coola, that's
people
a
up.
crazy flight. That's crazy weather, clouds, mountains, fjords.
Yeah.
It's beautiful up there.
I've never been. Have you?
As a child, I went to Bella Coola with my parents and my brother.
It's beautiful.
It's incredible. It's insane. There's petroglyphs up there.
Get out.
Yeah. There's petroglyphs. We got a guide and we went for a hike and he was like, look at these.
And they're like, what, 1,000 years old?
Oh, like 10,000?
No, that's how old petroglyphs are?
I don't know, but
is that the standard?
I think that's pretty standard for petroglyphs. You're not going to get a petroglyph from
so if I was 9,000 years
800s.
old, if I was 9,000 years old, I wouldn't qualify as a petroglyph.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be just shy of petroglyphia. Just shy. But you're going to get there because you're etched on a rock and
in time.
Just give it time, Milky. Give it time.
I like that we challenge captions editions to video clipping on Opus Clip. This is not a promo with petroglyphia. I want to see how it comes up with that word.
Did you do some clipping?
I do. I have some. I need to watch a few before. I was like, I'll just post them all. And then I was like, well, wait a second. I should.
Did you edit them? Did you make them nice?
I'm letting Opus Clip do the main editing, but I gave it quite specific prompts.
And what about the cropping? Are they all lined up nicely, or I always had to fix mine?
Oh, interesting. I haven't. I'll explore that and I'll double check.
Because that was the most time-consuming part, and also making tiles in Canva. Do you do that? Like, do you bother with to identify? Because the logo's so small. Our logo's so small in Opus Clip. I would put the logo in the corner, right? But it's still hard to see on a phone. So then I would put a tile at the back. It's good to know that you paid attention to all the clipping I did last season. So then I put a tile on the back end or the front end that identified who we were and where go in F1 Chat Pod, wherever your podcast.
Yeah, I'll look into that too, because I bet you there's a way to just give it your tile that you're talking about, and I'll say always put this at the beginning or always put this at the end.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Then you never have to redo it over and over. I think we'll find out.
We'll find out. I can send you over those assets if you want to use mine.
If they're already done, yes, please.
Assets.
Business. Content. Assets. We need more content. Let's see here. What do we got? Most controversial moment on track.
Most controversial moment on track. Okay.
I got mine already.
Well, I know you do because you prepared. So now I don't look good.
Do I look like I prepare?
Yeah, you do. Well, you came up with this great structure.
I wrote the questions down.
I love it.
And I didn't want to have a disadvantage, so I didn't think about it. Other than a few questions, I did think about a few questions.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who do you think is the worst driver
on the grid?
Year?
Oh, yeah. The worst driver is going to be. I think it's going to be Franco Colapinto.
Okay. Well, that's what I was gonna say, Franco, but I didn't want him because I think he's going to podium. Mm-hmm. Franco Colapinto is not only going to podium this year, but he is also going to crash into one of his own crew members in a pit stop.
Wow. I mean, that could be stupid, but I like the controversy of that. What if we add on to that? It's because one of the crew members or the crew member that he hits said something bad about him and he overheard it.
Oh, I like that.
And he's like, I'm going to take my front right tire and drive over his foot.
No. I don't think he's malicious. Okay. I think I'm going to go with Franco he's going to be excited and he's going to be worried about his job.
Right.
Because he knows his team's going to be sold and Gasly's going to be able to stick around. And Franco's going to, this could be his last year.
Could be. And hence the pressure. That's why I think he might not be able to handle the pressure. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
My most controversial on-track moment, I think it's going to involve race starts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's going to happen is I think that because it's a bit more complex this year with the starting, that there's going to be one team, and maybe it's Ferrari because everyone's saying they got a good start, that's always going to be consistently good at starting. But with that, With that, they're going to do some like I'm going to say like Lewis and Charles. This is like two things. They're going to be overly aggressive at the starts and cause incidents at the start because they have such a good starting car. I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a couple like where they're going to get penalized for hitting someone or whatever, going off track. Like remember when Max drove off the track in Mexico and just went around the edge, and I was like, how is this? Like, no, like that's no, he went off the track and still managed to be ahead of someone by the end of it. That doesn't work like that.
So with Ferrari, then, what do you think MBS is going to do? Like, are the penalties going to be commensurate, or are we going to have that old 10-second thing from last year?
That's what I mean. It's going to be like stuff like, well, we'll just give them 5 seconds for that one, and we'll give them. But it's always going to be consistently with Ferrari, because I think that their car is going to put them in a position where, just imagine this: you have a great launch and you're starting 7th place on the grid, and you're flying up, and you're catching up to maybe 2nd or 3rd, and you're like, okay, I'm going to dive down the inside, or I'm going to go around the outside. But they're like, you're not expecting someone to be coming from so far back. You're like, okay, I'm dealing with 2nd place or 3rd place. And I think you're going to see like Lewis have to take evasive action, right? Go off the track, come back on the track, and then be like, well, you left the track, so that's 5 seconds or 10 seconds. But it's going to happen constantly. It's always going to be like controversial situations for Ferrari, because it sounds like they have the best starting mechanism on the grid.
I want to build on that and say Piastri is going to set the tone. He's going to come out guns blazing.
Okay.
He's going to thread that needle. And he's going to set the tone like Max did last year, like Max does most years. I think Oscar's going to give Max a run for his money in setting the tone as being a really quietly aggressive driver.
I like this.
And he's going to get a lot of calls going his way.
I love it.
Certainly in the first half. Because he's that perfect FIA driver who doesn't say shit, drives clean, but he's a killer.
I think it's a great prediction. Like if you're talking about like driver versus driver in the same team, people are suggesting that Lando might do just fine defending his championship. But I feel like Oscar's the type of driver. I think Oscar might finish ahead at the end. I don't think he's going to win the world championship this year, but I think he might finish ahead of Lando this year.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I want Lando to do well, but what I don't know is that, does he have a Red Bull car that was shitty like last year?
Right.
No, there's way more competition now. Now he's got Mercedes and Ferrari to worry about, and Colapinto.
Yeah. I mean, because anything can happen if that guy's on the track. If he's on the track, anything can happen. Now, last 2 questions. These are easy. What race does Christian Horner show up at?
Ooh. Silverstone for sure. I don't know if that's the first one, but he'll show up at Silverstone.
Okay, I like that. You can have 2. You can have 2.
And where is he going to be seen with the Chinese delegation? I say somewhere in the Middle East.
Okay.
They won't wait till Bahrain. Okay. Well, maybe Saudi Arabia. Maybe it's Saudi Arabia and Silverstone.
Okay, that's early in the season. This is my prediction. I think Silverstone makes a lot of sense. I think he's going to show up in Singapore, and he's going to make an announcement there, because he's going to
Where will he make the announcement?
He'll make it at the Singapore Grand Prix. He's going to get a bit of
Who's he going to talk to? Who's he going to paint me a picture?
Because what's going to happen is he's going to have a deal forming with some Chinese organization to bring in the 12th F1 team that people want.
And will it be official, or will it be more like a Christian Horner? Well, we'll see. But my friends here, Jing Pao and Wu Li, we've got something cooking.
I think it'll be an official announcement.
Really?
And
it'll be like a press. It'll be he'll hold a press conference.
Yeah, the whole listen. We've struck an agreement, and this organization, this company, but we will be officially launching an F1 team. It might take 2 years, but I think that's going to happen. I think all behind the scenes because he went with MBS about a month ago.
What did he do with them? What do you mean went with?
They had hung out. There's a picture of them online. They hugged.
Oh yeah, in
So
France.
So
in France, yeah.
If anyone is going to bring in another team, if it's a new team, it's
great to meet. Great to have Christian Horner at the office.
Nice. Who was
Wonderful to have my friend Christian Horner. My friend.
Is that Putin?
I have 4 wives and I have 1 friend, Christian Horner.
So that's you're doing Vladimir Putin, then I guess.
No, that was MBS.
Oh,
did that sound Russian? No, Putin sounds like. Well, all I can think of is Drago. I will crush you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all he said.
Another reference from the previous millennium.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, last question. Who will have the quote of the year? Who will have the best quote of saying something?
It's got to be Toto Wolff.
Okay, I think you're right.
And he may have already said it. Get your shit together.
That's not. Maybe mine is Fernando Alonso.
What's he gonna say? You haven't been working on his accent.
No, I should work on Fernando. I'll work on him next. I should
You're
really
going to sound like Carlos Sainz in a minute.
He's going to say something super controversial about Aston Martin. He won't be able to contain himself.
Yeah. What will it be? Will he shit talk Stroll, Lance?
It'll be like cutting, but also nice in the sense he'll be like, how can I have Adrian Newey, Lawrence Stroll, and Honda engines, all powerhouses, and we build a shit box? That's
is the Honda engine a powerhouse? Well,
they've won the world championship with Max Verstappen for 4 years in a row. I mean,
right? Yeah, you're right.
It just sounds like they've not nailed the new regulations.
I can see him just caught on camera, at some party or event, talking to Flavio, and just they're standing side by side, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare over there." I can just see him. And Flavio is drooling and blinking
but still smoking and drinking with drinking and smoking with one hand. Drinking and smoking with one hand.
I've got some dating advice for Kimi Antonelli.
Great topical storyline going on. It must be hard for him.
I want him to just take a break from women, specifically models.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing where the race drivers go with models.
Yeah.
Try somebody else. A combination that I like is boobs and brains. And I want him to try that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's good advice.
Don't commit. Don't get married too young.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Albon, it's too. George, just you're young still.
Sounds like
you're going to live for another 100 years.
The rumors are Charles has had a secret wedding and he's already married.
You're going to live for another 100 years, okay? And Leclerc, he's probably Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
So you better get ready for a Catholic divorce, my friend, and it's going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, I think you're giving great advice. My advice for Kimi would be somewhere on the lines of just simplify your life while you're a race car driver, because you can always date some people and have some fun, but don't get too serious. Just focus on your driving, because he seems like a really sweet guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like Kimi feels like he would feel bad if, I wasn't, giving you enough attention or wasn't, there for you.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. He's like, that seems like that guy.
Well, that might speak to his people pleasing, which is something else he's going to have to work on.
Yeah.
Are you a people pleaser?
I think sometimes, but most of the time, probably not. And I think that's why people grow tired of me.
Well, I find you refreshing. Refreshing as an Irish spring. With some pictographs that are on a rock wall nearby.
That are 10,001 day old.
That's right. Do you want to hear, is this a good time to talk about Melbourne?
Yes, it is. Because yes, let's talk about it. Go.
Okay, great. I've got some interesting / historical trivia to bring us into the first race of the season, which is March 8th, 1 week from today, March 1st, 2026. So Melbourne is a city on the trot. And I want you to remember that when I talk about how much coffee they drink.
Okay.
Melbourne began in 1835, settled by Tasmanians, of all people, which is kind of like if Canada was settled by a bunch of Prince Edward Islanders.
Right, I see.
You know, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But anyways, that's what happened. Nearly 200 years later, it's a city of almost 6 million people, making it the second largest behind Sydney and the fastest growing in Australia. And they peg it to be the largest city in Australia sometime in the near future.
It's growing faster than Sydney.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
I had no idea.
Melbourne consumes more coffee than any other people on Earth.
No.
Yeah. There's 3 million cups of coffee served every day.
In Melbourne?
That's half the population.
You think it'd be something like Seattle or the
They
West
go
Coast?
through 30 tons of coffee beans every day in Melbourne.
I can't even fathom that.
It's where it's where the flat white was invented. Although if you said that to a Kiwi, they would argue it. The state of Victoria, which is home to Melbourne, is also home to around 700 wineries. As the capital of Victoria, Melbourne is hammered. And they're huge fans of a game that I know is very close to your heart, literally and figuratively, and that is the old gas and break.
Yes.
Because they drink more caffeine in the morning and they drink more alcohol at night, pitting those two massive forces in that age-old battle of who will win, the upper or the downer.
But maybe it's we drink too much at night. We have to counteract the hangover in the morning, so we have to drink tons of coffee. And then, hey, I feel not so bad. I might as well have another drink.
And if you're advanced, then you also add in hair of the dog there.
Yeah.
And then you're off to the races.
And then you got a colorful life ahead of you.
Which brings me back to the diarrhea I alluded to off the top.
We don't need to.
Notable Melbourneites are Chris Hemsworth and the lesser Hemsworths, Luke and Liam.
Are there twins?
No.
Oh.
No, they're just really good looking. Cate Blanchett, most famous for playing an elf.
Yeah.
And also, if you saw her in Notes from a Scandal, she made an impression on me in that movie because there's a scene where she's peeing and then the camera stays on her and shows her wiping, which I thought was amazing.
But like, that is such an interesting choice. Like, we all know that people wipe themselves after going to the washroom.
I know.
Actually,
it blew my
need to
mind.
see it.
And then the director was like, the director probably just kept the camera on, and Kate just probably just wiped.
All right, I guess
she's a pro. She'll just go to the furthest extent of the reality of this scene. Yeah. And the director was like, "That's fucking amazing. That's a private moment. Of course, we're going to keep that in." I love that.
No, I gotta watch it.
It's such a good movie. Dame Judi Dench is in there, and she is she's so cruel. It's incredible. Anyways, other notable citizens include Eric Bana, Rachel Griffith.
No. I mean, yes.
Flea.
Right on. Flea.
Yeah, he was born in Australia.
I didn't know he was born in Australia.
I didn't know that either because he's so LA. Helen Reddy. I am woman, hear me roar.
Right. Flea looks Australian, though, now that I think about it.
You're right. He does. And some guy named Oscar Piastri, who has yet to prove himself. Vegemite. Vegemite is one of the famous exports.
I love it.
With a really interesting story. Do you?
Yeah, I love Marmite and Vegemite.
Okay, great. Well, Vegemite was a response to a lack of Marmite because during World War I, they couldn't get any more Marmite in Australia.
Really?
So this guy invented Vegemite, which is old brewers leftover brewers yeast, and then he adds some vegetables and some seasoning and blah blah blah, and you mash it up into this thick black tar. Nobody liked it because as soon as Marmite came back, they all just went to the Marmite after World War I, after shipping
But
continued
Vegemite's
again.
but Vegemite's still here.
Then years later, here's another example of like dogged tenacity. Years later, World War II, there was another shortage, and then the Australian military started buying Vegemite, and then Vegemite was off to the races.
You just got to sell your product to the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to get
So it's all thanks to German U-boats.
Marmite and Vegemite.
Vegemite.
I mean Vegemite.
Vegemite, yeah. And that's all you need to know about Melbourne.
I don't think there's anything else you need to know. I mean, the most intriguing thing there was the most coffee and the most alcohol. Like, I mean,
have you been there?
I've never been to Australia. It's a long flight, and I'm not sure I'm up for it.
Yeah. There was one other thing that I wanted to talk about us now that we're talking about Australia writ large.
Yeah.
I was there when I was 18, 19.
Oh, well, good for you. And
it was
Bella Coola.
really fun. And Bella Coola. Yeah, I've been around.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about how we got the Australian accent in the first place.
Yes, please. I love history. I mean,
so the first European settlers, as we all famously know, they were all convicts in the 18th century that went to and colonized Australia and Tasmania. They had all those British accents. The two biggest were Cockney and Irish. Now take this with a grain of salt, okay? This is AI that I'm like, I didn't do actual research. There's very few people that speak Cockney. Even when South London was at its busiest. So it doesn't make much sense. It makes more sense that there was a lot of Irish there. It was around 25%, the AI says, of emigres were Irish, which makes sense because they were always marginalized and criminalized and imprisoned by the English. So they would want to send away those dirty mix as quickly as possible. It was those rude accents that started the Australian accent. But it wasn't the first gen, it was the second gen. It was the children that made it their own because they didn't sound exactly like their parents.
Right.
And they didn't sound exactly like other Australians. They made their own thing. And that's so by it's called dialect leveling. When different dialects merge and assimilate until their most distinct characteristics are removed and they become something new. South England, Cockney London were especially influential. Irish, because there was back then a lot of Irish people spoke Irish. That was their first language. It wasn't English.
Right.
So it was a whole other different thing that informed an English that started there. By the 1830s, the major features of the Australian accent were established, and remarkably, and this is funny because this is an editorialization that happened on the internet. Like the historians have they say remarkably, early visitors praised the Australian accent. So it's built into the history of the Australian accent that other people find it abhorrent.
So back then people were like, I really like how they sound.
That has been recorded.
Because I mean,
and to the writer, the historian, they were like, oh, people liked it. There's three varieties. One is ochre, which is like the stereotypical Australian, really strong. The one that's really fun to do.
Yeah.
Like a bogan, like white trash. They would sound like that, or a rural Australian. And then the general, which is most common, which is less. It's harder to do. Most common in urban areas. Right. It's got a bit of Australian,
like Melbourne.
Not a lot. Yeah, like Melbourne, like Eric Bana. Eric Bana speaks general. And then cultivated, which is dying out now, which is more English. So it's
Oh.
more English with an Australian twang to it.
Oh, you know what? I met someone that maybe had that version of an Australian accent, because when they were talking, I was like, "Where are you from? It sounds like you're from England." And she said, "No, I'm from Australia." I'm like, "Oh," and the accent was softer and
So maybe
almost more.
she was posh or from a city or both.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I spoke to her for maybe a minute, and then she wasn't interested in me anymore.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
The accent continues to evolve because of immigration, because there's so many people from Asia, from the Middle East. So watch this space, because it's going to keep changing and changing, Milky.
right on.
It's going to be a real ripper.
Yeah, remember earlier when you were alluding to diarrhea?
Yeah.
We might have to end this podcast now, because I've had my coffee and it's working its way.
That's a great callback, and it's a great time to say goodbye, because the poo-poo train is about to leave the station.
I got to get it into the porcelain telephone.
There's a toilet in your house, and it's hungry, and you're going to feed it.
So we're going to aim for a Thursday morning, correct?
Thursday morning, we're going to record again?
Yeah, that's usually when we do it.
Oh, okay, great.
But let's reconvene after.
Thursday morning I can do. If I just got to get my ducks in a row, because I'm going up north Thursday noon.
And then when are you back?
Sunday.
So we could technically do it after the race. So we could do it Sunday if you want.
Oh, we're not doing both?
Well, we can.
Thursday and Sunday.
I'm just saying if your week gets out of hand. So we'll reconvene this. I like ending podcasts with scheduling.
Yeah. Hey, what about, do you want to apologize to anyone?
Yes, you know what? I will. I'm going to, and I should. I'm going to apologize to Flavio, because he doesn't drink and smoke with one hand. Like, that's an outright lie, and that is it was good. I was demeaning him. No one can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someone can do it, but he couldn't possibly do it at his age. I mean,
good apology. I want to apologize to Jing Pao and Wu Li, who are fictitious Chinese members of the Chinese delegation that will be joining Christian Horner in Singapore for the big announcement. Wu Li is a guy I went to elementary school with, and it just popped into my head, and I haven't thought about Wu in years, and I feel like that was a bit like stereotypical, that I would try and name them.
Yeah.
At the same time, I hope that people know that this is comedy, and I'm not writing legislation over here or anything.
No, and I'm frankly, I'm glad you're not writing legislation.
Why? You don't think I could write legislation?
I think you'd get pretty bored of it. At a certain point, you'd be like, oh, no cars allowed. They're all gone.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I'd love to live in a place where there's no fucking cars.
Yeah, but I mean, stuff's got to get.
I also want to apologize to.
Oh wow, multiple.
To Alex Albin. Live your life, man. If you want to get married, that's fine. I'm sorry. I don't want to come down on. Like, I don't care if people get married. Yeah, and Kimmy, Kimmy, and at saying, a great combination in a woman is boobs and brains. That's also sort of tone deaf and narrow-minded of me. And boy, there's a lot of missteps.
Well, we could just apologize in general for the podcast, which would cover all the misdemeanors throughout the episode.
Or maybe we could just do better next time.
There's that.
Because I don't need to offend people. Is that my goal here, to offend?
No, no, your goal is you want to create community, and you want to talk about Formula One and other life's challenges and aging. You want to talk a little bit about that, and you want to talk to me because we're friends.
Yeah. I'm also worried that once I become a registered psychotherapist, can I do this still? Or do I have to mind my P's and Q's all the time and seem professional?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're at a point in society where everybody knows that everybody knows everything.
Everyone likes to party, whatever that means.
everyone's got a sense of humor at different levels, whatever that means. Like, you know, like we all know, sure, you're a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure you've done some fun parties in your life, or you've got some opinions on stuff that maybe you wouldn't want to share as a lawyer, but I know you got them.
Maybe that could be my strength. I'm just me.
Like, well, I mean, in JB, that's got to be that's going to be your most authentic self is what's going to, I think drive whatever it is in life, right?
Oh God, that's scary. That's scary to admit all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I don't want you to crap your pants.
Okay, we'll talk.